good morning from Bali. We just finished, this beautiful collective just finished 200-hour yoga teacher training here. It was epic. It was epic. I'll talk a little bit more about it at the end of this video, but what a journey. And what I want to share a little bit about today is when we take these big journeys in life, and we take many of them in so many different ways, and how do we let it land? Like, how do we absorb these experiences and these big things that happen to us, whether it is a journey that we have taken by choice or something that we've been swept away in, because often that's how life happens. How do we mark meaning? We live in a world where it's like, get on with it. Pull yourself up from your bootstraps. You know, you got like a day of grieving, or or just move on with it is the message that we get. So how are we able to, stop and pause and be like, wait a second, something happened here. Like, this mattered, and maybe it hurt, and maybe it was beautiful, and maybe it needs to be celebrated, or maybe it needs to be grieved. But when we can't stop long enough, or unable to stop long enough to figure out how to help to make that mark, then we often it gets missed. It gets missed. And there's so many times in my life where I can look back and be like, oh man, I should have stopped there. And we can always go back and do it in hindsight. That's definitely a practice that we do in Emerge, to go back and honor these threshold moments that we pass through all the time in our lives, and how to, give them some honor. So that's what I'm working on for myself right now, is how to let this journey of this yoga teacher training land, which was really big for everyone in many different ways. For me as a facilitator, for our Mindfulish School team, and as a student myself. So that's the invitation to you. Maybe there's something in your life that is hurting, something that has happened, something that needs to be celebrated. And often they're really big, and sometimes we can practice with the everyday moments as well of helping it land, whether that's through ritual or intention or moments, or lighting a candle or writing in a journal, letting it absorb before we just move on and layer. I think it's a very powerful practice. All right, well, in our practice today, we're going to just have a slow morning wiggle. It's about 7:30 at my favorite retreat center here in Bali, Kamaya. And let's begin on the shins in the back of the mat. Close your eyes down, or let them be heavy. Palms up in the lap. And this palm up gesture, see what resonates with you today about it. Maybe it's this generosity, maybe it's surrender, maybe it's receptivity. See what calls you from this open palm gesture. Breathe big in the body. Sigh out. Twice more. Breathe big in the body, 360 degrees, all the way around. And release. Once more. And side out. And then hands together, heart center. And something you're wanting to honor, maybe big, maybe small. Just even dedicating this short little practice to this breath, movement, and presence. And we begin big inhale. Lift the arms up. Take a slight back bend. Hands touch, and then exhale, draw them down, heart center. Twice more like that with your breath. Get really big. Inflate the arms up. A little bit of a back bend. Back of the heart puffs up the front of the heart. Exhale. Hands, heart center. Maybe bow chin to chest just slightly. Let's do it twice more. Inhale, open. Exhale, bow in. One more. Exhale, bow in. And crawl the hands forward into tabletop position. A few barrel rolls or wiggles, whatever feels good here. Bringing attention to the hands, hasta bandha, the connection between the hands and the earth. Right leg comes out towards the side here. Soft bend in the knee. Just getting to the groin a little bit so you can get the whole right sole of the foot on the ground. And then put the weight into the right hand. Inhale, peel left arm open, twist. And then exhale, reach towards the foot. Again, push into the right hand, open. And exhale, twist. Once more. Exhale, twist. Staying here. Options with the arm, you can walk it forward. You could take it up, maybe behind the back, taking a bind. Steady breath. Slowly release. Gaze at the left heel and kind of bring it over towards the right. We'll take a seat. So slowly slide the hip down. Being a wide leg 𝙤𝙪𝙥𝙚. Right arm reaches out and take a pour over towards the right. Maybe some pulses here. Big side body stretch. And cactus the arms slightly. Spiral the ribcage around the spine. And then come all the way up. Stargazer, left hand behind. Swoop right arm around, hips lift. And release. Find your way back into tabletop. Take a couple swirls. We'll do the same thing on the other side. Left leg comes out. Have a little play. And then right arm lifts 3 times into the thread the needle before you stay. And see where you can find softness in the body, even though this is the deep twist. Where can you meet it gently? Finding some spiral, some roundness. And when you're ready, stay down, finding where you'd like to take this twist. Letting body gently melt into the earth. Being met there, yielding down. And then the same thing, the right leg swivels just slightly so that you can push or drip the hips down, coming up into 𝙤𝙪𝙥𝙚. About 5 rounds of breath to play, reaching towards the left foot. Big breath, feeling what you feel, what's present here. letting yourself land here in this pose with movement, with stillness. And then slight cactus of the top arm, spiral heart open. Stargazer, your style. Oof. And then find your way tabletop. We'll just thread together a little flow here. Find downward facing dog first. Pedal it out. Hasta Bandha. Find that lock between the hands and the earth. Make that connection. Create relationship there. And then maybe a few waves of the spine. Bending the knees, lifting the heels, waving forward. And the knees drip almost down to the earth. Tailbone lifts as you push into the hands and send the hips back. Again, like that. Really slow articulation. Finding what's here, feeling what's here. And we meet downward dog. Inhale, right leg lifts. Bend the knee, open the hip, see what's here. And then big step forward on the outside of the right hand. Drip the back knee down. Have a little swivel. Maybe drop the heart or sway the spine for a moment here. And then bring right hand around. Walk the right leg in just slightly so the hips, so the hands are around the front foot. And then push through the front foot as you lift the arms up. A few big arm circles. And then hands go behind the back. Interlace them. Roll the shoulders back. Heart puffs, blooms. And then bring the fist, one fist, bring it over towards the left side. Pull back on the right hip crease. And you can find this kind of connection between the fist and the hips moving back into the fist. Find that point of connection. And then push through the front foot and feel that as well. Roll the shoulder blades back again, open, broaden the collarbone. And then extend the arms. Right arm slides down the leg, left arm reaches up, exalted low lunge. Zip up the front line of the body. So lifting pubic bone to heart, heart to throat. One more big inhale. Exhale, left hand plants, right arm lifts, back leg lifts. So low lunge twist here. Maybe you extend the front leg, come back in. One more big inhale. And then exhale, look at the top of the mat, L shape. Hands frame, left arm lifts, left leg lifts up. Have a play here. Ooh, big hip circles. And then curtsy pose. Left leg off the right side of the mat. Bend the knees deeply, so much that the belly's coming onto the thighs. And then a big roll up. Left foot meets the right. And slowly rise. Arms kind of in an upward drip. Soft bend in the knees. Some big arm circles, ripple of the spine. And then pour forward, heart-led. One breath, halfway lift, inflate. Plant the hands, step back, downward dog. Lift the heels, let it ripple you forward. This time find the earth however you'd like to get there. Pranam, arms go forward all the way down. Humble yourself down. Forehead to the earth. Let it land. Let yourself land here. 3 rounds of breath. What needs to settle, what needs to be woven in before you keep going, before you layer on top what has happened here. After your next inhale, slide the hands back towards the ribs. Push yourself back into downward facing dog. Let's go to the other side. Inhale, left leg lifts. Bend the knee, open the hip. Have a look, have a feel. And then big step on the outside first. Few rounds of breath here in lizard, whatever you'd like. And then walk the foot in a little bit so you can frame it. And then push through the front foot as you peel the arms up. A few rounds, big arm circles. And the hands slowly meet behind the back, clasp them. Roll the shoulders back. One fist behind the back, back of the heart, lifting the front of the heart. Slight bend in the elbows. Really active here. Bring the fist over towards the right side, and from that point, can you twist? Pull back on the left hip crease, still broadening the collarbone. Glutes are active. Maybe finding a little pulse in the lunge. And then slowly extend the arms, exalted. Low lunge, slight cactus of the top arm. One more big inhale. Exhale, right hand plants, low lunge twist. Lift the back knee if that feels nice. Maybe have a little play here, lengthening and bending the legs. L shape, find your way there. Left hand comes down. Bring yourself forward. Then have a play with the right leg. Curtsy pose. Bend the knees deeply, belly to the thighs, wave the cape back. Kind of pull up on the triceps a bit. Cobra's happening in the back. And then kind of let it go, fold it down, push into the feet, right foot meets the left as you ripple up. Arms lift. And a few spinal rolls here. Feet hips distance, find them sturdy footed. Push down, so Pada Bandha this time. Foot lock, push down through the feet. Find that buoyancy and then suction up through the arches at the same time. Palms open. Whew, this view, one of my favorites. Open heart, open palm. Just this gesture of being present to it all, of this receiving what has happened. Not only meeting it when it happens, but letting it land, letting it absorb, taking, the nutrients, the lessons when they're there, sometimes they're not. And the beauty of our interactions, of our connections. And not just moving on, but saying, wait, I'm not rushing. Something happened here. One more big round of breath. Arms inflate up. Soft bend in the knees. Pour forward, heart-led. Ripple the spine, one breath. And release. This time, step back with the left foot. The back knee comes down. One ripple of the heart. arms big, and the hands clasped behind the back. Roll shoulders back. One fist, let it glide down. And then the fist goes over towards the left. Exalted warrior, arms extend. And then left hand plants, low lunge twist. Lift the back knee. Staying here for a moment. Soften the elbows. Kind of pull the heart through. All right. Gaze towards the top of the mat. Right hand plants forward and outside, coming into half moon. You can have both hands down if you'd like. Have a little play here. It can be quite soft. Maybe you grab for the foot. And then curtsy pose. Soften down. Wave the cape back. And then we push down this time with lift through the heart into eagle pose. Left leg on top, right arm on top. Squeeze everything in. Inhale, one leg mountain, cactus the arms, left leg lifts, staying here for a moment. Heart shines forward. And then airplane. So as the leg goes back, counterbalance, heart pours forward. And the same arms as in curtsy pose. Soft bend in the standing leg, cobra in the back. And then slow drip of the left leg to the back of the mat. Glide into pyramid pose. Fold forward over the lengthened front leg and ripple the spine 2 times with your breath. Plant the hands, round the upper back, and glide the right leg all the way up, 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 and back. Bend the knee, open the hip, and your choice, wild thing, or like a little side plank. I've been into these little side planks. A couple rounds of breath, wherever you'd like to go. Downward facing dog. Round forward. Lead with the back of the heart. Find the earth however you'd like. Full body pranam. Let yourself land. 3 rounds of breath. Let yourself be breathed here. Feel the pulsation in the body, the vibration, the prana here coursing through. Wanting to be felt. When you're ready, slide the hands back towards the ribs. Push back, downward facing dog. And then a slow tiptoe towards the top of the mat. Inhale, halfway lift. And fold it down. Soft bend in the knees. Push through the feet. Ripple up. Take a couple rounds of breath. Let the head drop. It comes up last. Bring a little drama in. Lift the arms up. And then fold forward, heart led. Do the same thing, other side. This time the right leg steps back. Back knee drips down, and as it does, the arms drip up. Hands behind the back, one fist. Let the heart lift. Scissor the thighs. And then the fist goes over towards the right. Make that point of contact, twist from there. And then exalted warrior. A little bit of cobra in the back, cactus energy. Right hand lifts, the back knee lifts. Low lunge twist. Pull back on the left hip crease. I like to push even more through the pinky toe edge side of the foot. Kind of enlivens IT band. And then gaze towards the top of the mat. Coming into half moon, any variation of it, let it be gooey. A couple rounds of breath to play. Slowly find yourself into curtsy pose. Make it active. Really cast the heart forward as the hands kind of cast back. Strong cobra in the back. And then push through the feet. Come up, eagle pose. Right leg on top, left arm on top. Squeeze towards midline. Pull everything towards center. Drishti, gaze one place. And then slowly with active hands, one leg mountain. Full round of breath. Soft bend in the standing leg, heart cast forward. Should begin to move into airplane. And that same activity that was in curtsy pose. Fingers are active, toes are too. And then slow step back, back of the mat, find pyramid pose. Gonna glide yourself there. 2 rounds of breath, ripple the spine. Slow, threaded. Plant the hands, puff up the back of the heart, and maybe even with a lengthened leg, you slide left leg back and up, tripod down dog. And then your choice, wild thing or side plank, any variation. Downward facing dog. Roll forward. Gently drip the knees down and the hips. Find the heels. Coming back. Palms open. In receptivity or offering. Feel the heartbeat in the chest. What does integration feel like? What I can say is that it's not an on-demand process. It's not really a to-do list item as much as I would like it to be. It's an unfolding, something that needs a lot of spaciousness. It's a continual reminder of me to create that capacity, this wide space, to let it land, and it can't be forced. I'm absolutely learning in this process. But there's also actions that we can do. There's things that we can support us to be nourished and to allow ourselves to be affected. It doesn't always feel like nourishment, to allow ourselves to be affected by life. By the things that were bittersweet. By the little joys and celebrations and achievements, processes. And life has this beautiful multi-layered tiramisu, and we just often blast through it. And I think that reverence, that integration is really a reverence for our life and those in it. The inner and outer relationships, journeys, whether far from home or in our familiar. So the invitation, whatever it is for you, and we all have these moments, these threshold moments, these times when something has shifted, something has changed, something happened. To find what works for you, to really let it unfurl, to truly let it land. One hand to the heart, one hand to the belly. Let a smile spread across your face. Let it be a joyful journey. Maybe bittersweet as well. Big inhale. Sigh out. Again. One more. Maybe coming back out with a few swirls of the body. Hope that was of benefit. Felt really nice. Felt really nice in my body, and I spotted a few greater cools along the way, and I didn't scream them out. Really didn't realize how much adrenaline there was in bird watching. But I wanted to share briefly about the 200 hour. We have another one coming up that begins in October. It's October, November, and December, if you're interested in a journey such as this. And it's a hybrid. So about a month and a half is online. And then we meet in Bali for 2 weeks. So we do a lot of the philosophy. We begin to break down the asana online. So we get a really strong foundation, and we begin to create kin. We begin to create the community, the sangha there. And when we get here, yeah, it's beautiful. Everyone already knows each other. It's so bubbly. A different scenario than often we're meeting here for the first time. But anyway, we all come to Bali, and we spend 15 days together, and we really try to bring in the practice teaching. So lots of practice teaching, lots of, putting it in, not just putting it in the body, but then putting it in other people's body, putting words and words to move and breathe bodies. That's really what we're doing. It's a beautiful, beautiful inner journey, collective journey that comes with challenge of living in this group dynamic, and so many lessons, and such an interwoven community. It's really a unique experience. And we really encourage you not to teach like us. We encourage you to teach like you. And in this space, we get to figure out what that expression will look like. And it's really beautiful. We had 21 students to watch kind of the framework and methodology that we taught at the Mindfulish School come out in 21 completely different ways. And that's the gift. That's the beauty of, we filter it through our experience, our lenses, and we share from that place, and it ripples out. And I cannot wait to see how those ripples land in the world. Yeah. So if you're interested, there's links in the bio. You can head over to the website. I think it'll sell pretty quickly. The last one did. So if you're interested, the Bali portion, or the online portion, starts mid-October, and the Bali portion begins end of November for 2 weeks. So if you're interested, reach out and let's make it happen.